One question more come in my mind, sir. Why people making these stories? How these stories came?
We do the same even today. That the person we don't like, we say he is not from this village. He has come from that village. He is not Pashtun. He is from there. So in 400-500 years ago, the story comes from there.
Yes.
The story from there. Some people want to associate them with certain people. For example, you see people sitting on the counters,
Yes.
and they have a name badge on their chests and say Mrs. Khan or Mr. Khan.
Yes.
So when a person has no origin or they are unaware of their history, then they associate themselves with certain people or tribe. So it is an inferiority complex as well, right? It doesn't make anything bad or good if you belong to this nation or that nation. But actually what I told you during the discussion, that Pashtuns were ruling the subcontinent. And an important point here comes again, that when people come from mountain, how are they ruling a continent? Because they can keep sheep and they can be good shepherds. And they came to India and they were ruling India, and as I told you, the Patna was the industrial hub in those days, and it was glass industry and concrete industry, wood industry during the Sher Shah Suri rule. And the communication system, if I tell you that Akbar the Great was great because of the Sher Shah Suri plans, because Sher Shah Suri had made all these plans and Akbar overtook, and again the ruler was not Akbar, it was Bairam Khan, his teacher, who was ruling the India and the subcontinent in those days. So the people came from the mountains and they are bringing industrial revolution in India. Is it believable?
No.
This means that the Suleiman mountain story is wrong.
It's wrong.
Secondly, they were the rulers, Pashtuns, and the Mughal came here. So the only threat to the Mughals was Pashtun, and they wanted to belittle them in the eyes of the people and in their own eyes. And even in those days, the Pashto used to be called the language of hell. And that is why Hamza Baba said that people may call it a language of hell, but I will go to paradise with the same Pashto. And by that, Hamza Baba never meant that it was the Pashto language. It was the code of Pashto. The code of Pashto was very close to Islam. And that is why he honored it with his poetry. So our language was called the language of hell. Our nation was called someone coming from the far-flung mountains, and they were trying to dissociate us from India. And that was the reason for belittling us, disappearing our history from the books, and they wrote their own history for us. There are many books on Pashtun histories. For example, Olaf Cairo, he wrote the Pathan. Actually, the Pathan was not our name. We were Pashtuns, but it was made so popular that people knew Pathan and the Pashtun name was forgotten from their minds. Right? So that was a trick of the people of the day that make them a last tribe. Right? So when you are a last tribe, then you have nothing to do with the rule or with the country or something like that. And we also believed in that and stopped participating in the politics and things like that. And that was the main cause of our downfall as well. So they were successful. Now, if we want to fail such attitudes, we must become social, we must work hard, we must be well trained and well educated, so that in UNO, at national level, at continent level, we play our due role for the betterment and bright future of our kids and our humanity. That will be our prime goal, and that will make us popular, not from where do we come. Thank you very much.